What's up? It's Lip Service. I'm Angela Yee.
I'm Jasmine Bryant.
I'm Jordy Jor.
I'm Akeem Woods.
Baby, and I'm your favorite doc, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. First of all, I can't believe this is your first time here because everybody's always like, y'all need to get her on Lip Service. Mm-hmm. But I feel like the timing is good. The timing is right. Mental detox.
Yes.
Oh, man. Let go of what's not working and build a life that does. We want to do this. Mm-hmm. We want to do this. And I feel like this book is going to help us. And I'm so excited for you to sit down with us and just kind of like, I like how you walk us through things firmly and you stand in your truth and make people mad and, you know, sometimes and go viral sometimes, you know, but we're actually here on friendly terms today.
Okay.
We're not trying to rile the people up, but we are trying to make sure that we dig into some things that we know are relatable.
Totally. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's talk about like, just because I want Dr. Cheyenne to have like a picture of who we are, just so you know when we're talking what space we're coming from. So let's start with you, Miss Jasmine Bryant. When it comes to relationships and how would you describe yourself?
When it comes to romantic relationships?
Yes.
I would describe myself as, you're my friend. I don't know.
And that's exactly how she is in a relationship.
So when you say crazy, is it like a toxic crazy, a dysfunctional crazy, or a healthy type of crazy?
I would hope it's healthy, but I'm kind of, I don't know. Ange, help.
I can't help you describe yourself,
like,
Jasmine.
how are you? Do you show up as the one that's toxic and controlling, or do you show up as the one that's more like subtle and calm and more submissive? Are you the one that's a hybrid where you can be a mix between both?
I'm not too submissive.
Jasmine, you want me to give my assessment of you?
Yeah, sure. And I'll agree or disagree.
Jasmine likes attention. So in order for you to like really be with her, she needs like constant like checking in. She's also really quick to jump to like the worst case scenario in things. And so
you gotta be on me.
Yeah, too. I'm a leaper too.
Yeah, you gotta be on her. And it could be like something really small that could really turn her off.
Yeah.
You a Virgo?
Nope, I'm a Sag.
Honey, I'm about to say you sound a little bit like me. If you're not checking in too much, I'm kind of like, you're not on me too much. I like to be hunted. Come get me.
Yes.
Come grab me. I always say, love me like this.
Yes.
Don't love me like that. I can be by myself and I'm loved over here. I need you up and close. Like, love me up in here.
Yes, you got to be on me. Yes.
On me. I love that.
The way y'all do, it sounds like love bombing.
You know what? I love that you said that, because there is a thin line between love bombing and a healthy way of showing your love and affection and desire for somebody. And I do believe that today's society has taken love bombing, put that title on it. And it's really, excuse my language, fucked up people, or men, let me say, from chasing and hunting their woman in a way that is appropriate and healthy, that tells her, I want you. And then this is the point at where the woman says, I'm desired. Let me turn around and be catchable. I think this whole culture of love bombing is bad. No, come get me. The fuck? Like, do you want me?
Also, I feel like love bombing is like lately I've heard like love bombing and narcissism are the words I've heard most in the last 3 or 4 years. I'm like, okay, girl, do we all have the sources? Like, that's the book that I keep hearing that over and over and over. Not saying that's not true, but I just keep hearing it.
I feel like, and you and I talked about this a while, like people like misdiagnose people. So we're saying terms that are not actually appropriate or they don't fit and they're not accurate. And then, we kind of running with them.
I think it's like a buzzword.
But the thing is, you can have traits of depression, narcissism, any type of personality disorder, mood disorder. Doesn't mean that you are diagnosed with it. And so, like, I'm very careful with saying you are a narcissist versus like, I see narcissistic traits in you. Because traits does not mean you are a narcissist. It just means you have traits. And there's almost not one person that doesn't have a trait of something in the DSM, which is where the diagnostic manual of where psychiatrists and psychologists diagnose people. And if you look through everything, it's just characteristics they're describing of human behavior. And we all have something other human behavior that we can identify with. Like, there are narcissistic traits that I go, whoa, I'm definitely that.
Yeah, let me check myself.
All of these things, right?
Yeah,
totally.
I saw A-Rod recently said that he was trying to overcome his narcissism. Like but
it's the thing. So people in power, right? Male or female, it takes a certain level of confidence on steroids that almost mirrors arrogance, that then almost mirrors or can mirror narcissistic traits. There's no way to be the best of the best in your industry, in your field, and you don't have some level of arrogance that can mirror some traits of narcissists. It's just not possible.
Right.
Because it takes a level of sense of self, right? Of selfishness to stand in a room and occupy space with big dogs. You can't be a Cane Corso, right, in a room with other Cane Corsos and not feel like I'm the motherfucking Cane Corso in this room.
Right.
Not to take from the other Cane Corsos, but I have to stand on my dog square too, which could make me look like it's a narcissistic persona, but it's really me saying this is the way I have to survive or thrive in this environment. It's impossible to come in timid as a Yorkie and go, all I can do is bark, and there's Cane Corsos around, and I'm gonna give everybody else the crown. It's like, yo, I'm here to get mines too.
Yeah, you got to.
So is there such thing as healthy narcissism?
So I don't think there's a healthy narcissism. I think certain traits, when used in particular environments, can assist or aid in that particular goal. I think in a relationship where there's love and reciprocity, narcissism is never healthy. I think when you're talking about in a transactional space like business, right, in the boardroom, some of those traits where you are very dominant, right, or dogmatic, or you can come in and demand and command your presence in a room to get the deal done, that's when it does work.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, those people have to be hybrids. Like I'm a hybrid. When I'm in the boardroom, I'm the president of the biggest civil rights organization in the world, NAACP. I am one of the most sought out psychology experts in the world right now. My first book, period, okay? And when I'm in that space, I am dominant. I am muscle. And I'm not going back down. I am the Cane of the Cane Corsos. It is what it is. Doesn't mean I won't crown y'all though. Doesn't mean I'm gatekeeping. But when I go home to my partner, I am soft. I am loving. I am, what do you need, daddy? I am extremely submissive. I actually love being submissive. Submissive is my love language. So I'm not submitting to you because it does something for you. I'm submitting to you because it turns me on.
Right.
But that's a hybrid. But if I go into the boardroom or tonight's conversation or on my talk show, True Talks, and I'm just like, I'm just here. What do you guys need? And I'll just roll over for you. That's just not going to work with a gang of dogs and pit bulls who's looking for some red meat. It doesn't work like that.
Ooh. See, so with that, Jasmine, do you feel like we accurately?
Yes, I think I do. Yeah, I think I do want someone on me, and I do jump to conclusions, and yeah, that's how I am in a relationship.
Can I kind of like dig at what that is a little bit? So no, because I've been there before. What you're describing are characteristics of anxious attachment. So secure attachment is where everybody is supposed to be. And I do the air quotes because it's like, I don't like to say supposed to, right? I think we all should be where we need to be depending on the season and the appropriateness of our healthiness and the trauma that we work through. But anxious attachment is where you need someone to constantly be attached, plugged in, and fused to you. And it stems from abandonment and neglect, right? And so as we become adults, a little girl or boy in us is like, yo, I'm still abandoned. You may be okay as in a woman, but I'm still abandoned. I need you to stay plugged into me the whole time, because the moment I feel unplugged, I feel like you're not there. Even if you're in the room with me, physically there, if emotionally you're unplugged, you ain't fucking here. And my abandonment can go inflamed, and then I go into assumption, and now I go into overthinking, and now we have a problem, and toxicity is going to inflame. And at that point, I may shut down, I may withdraw, I may even sabotage it.
That's
because
a great
it's not
assessment.
working for me.
Yeah.
Right, because what happens is she gets uncomfortable in certain emotion. The emotion that's uncomfortable for her is that abandonment emotion, because she hasn't worked through it all the way. And she's had to fight in that abandonment.
And the other
And
thing
in the
is
pain.
Yeah, I will also say that it's hard for you to like commit to saying, this is my boyfriend.
Yeah,
But you know why?
Yeah.
You know why? Because she doesn't want to ever. She doesn't ever want to have to say, "It is no longer my boyfriend. It is no longer my husband," because that's also that's also a form of abandonment.
Yeah, right.
Like a lot of us won't get into something that we are too afraid to fucking lose. Like we're just not. I'm saying I've been there where I'm like, yo, look, I'd rather just keep it, something that's easy for my emotions to deal with.
Protecting myself.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is where it becomes, when do you give yourself the real chance and opportunity to be loved and to be in love and to fully feel what that is?
This is not the episode I wanted to have. I don't like this.
I'm loving this.
Jasmine, this is an intervention,
Let's move on to Akeem.
Surprise, you didn't know. Surprise.
Okay, now let's talk about Akeem for a second. Akeem,
Okay.
who's, by the way, never had a boyfriend.
Never.
Okay.
You came out at 25?
25.
25 years
35
old.
now.
And he's 35 now.
Wait.
Has never been in a relationship, though.
Hold on. Got a question.
What's up?
And I wrap this with Liv. If you never had a boyfriend, have you had a girlfriend?
No.
Okay, hold on. So you never had a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Correct.
So what is your preference?
I'm gay.
Got it.
I've had a lot of sex.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was going. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Because I was going to say, you
Yeah.
never had those experiences,
Yeah.
right? How do we know what you like. Okay,
no, I'm 100% gay.
And I tried to challenge him.
there when you did that,
to
yeah.
actually date and not sleep with somebody right away.
You went. How long did you go?
First of all, like a few days. But no, the problem was she told me I was talking to this guy and she was like, "Oh, don't sleep with him on the first day." Because typically if I'm interested in someone, I'm just gonna like,
he goes
it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I took her advice, so I'm like, okay, let me give it a wait. But now she kind of fucked it up because he thought I wasn't interested.
Because you didn't sleep with him right away on the first day? Okay.
And then we ended up not talking. Well, actually ended up moving to LA, so it didn't matter anyway. But
Got a question. So over-sexualization.
Yeah.
Right? That is just, and it's a result of you overcompensating for something that's lacking.
Okay.
So what are you overcompensating for? Through your expression of being over-sexualized.
What do you mean?
So you're having a whole lot of sex.
Not lately, but like
You're having a whole lot of sex.
I've had a lot of sex in my life. Yes.
But sex is transactional, baby.
What do you mean?
Transactional. You want me to be blunt? Your penis is in someone's mouth or their...
Yeah, to come.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
so that's a transaction.
Okay.
If I sleep with this woman just for an orgasm, but no emotional attachment, no marriage, no futuristic plans, this is a transaction. We come and then we go.
We do what we
and
do,
then
and
we
then
can
we
come back again to come again, and then we go to be done.
Yes.
That's transactional. That means that in the relational space, you are lacking something that you're overcompensating for because you are being super hyper transactional.
I think that the beginning of it was because I didn't come out till I was late in life,
That's
like
okay.
25.
Yeah.
So I think that's why. But I think the reason why for a while was just sex and then leaving is I have always been kind of just like a workaholic. I'm a comedian. And I wasn't really trying to.
You're a comedian.
Yeah.
He's so super funny.
Hold on,
Thank
so
you.
you're really overcompensating. I love
Oh,
this.
100%. Yeah. I got a lot of trauma.
First of all,
yeah,
you
yeah.
said 100%?
Yes.
So I want to thank you first for being transparent.
Of course.
And being real about it, because so many people go into denial and they personalize
No, I have
things,
a
right?
lot of trauma.
No, but thank you for doing
You're
that.
welcome. I
Yeah.
talk about it on stage. I have a lot of trauma.
But are you talking about the root of what the trauma really is?
In my new hour, yeah.
What is it?
I was adopted. I grew up in foster care.
Got it.
My biological mom died, unfortunately.
Ooh, sorry to hear that.
It's fine. It was a long time ago, like 10 years ago now. She died before I came out. I have a joke that I did about her on late night, but like that was a big deal for me. A lot of stuff like in that realm. So then I think all gay people have trauma.
He was just saying that before this episode
Let me
started.
correct
He
you
was
though,
just
because because what I'm not gonna do is, I'm not gonna align with gay people have trauma. What I'm gonna align with is all people have trauma.
Yes.
So because I don't want to make it a gay thing. Heterosexuals, gay people,
You
whatever
think
your
all black
preference
people have
is.
trauma?
I think all humans have trauma,
think-
but I do think the black community has a very different cultural trauma.
Okay.
Where you have to have a cultural competence to understand. Now, I will say this. Does gay trauma look different than maybe heterosexual trauma
I think all gay people have similar trauma because we all have
To come out at some point.
I grew up in the 90s.
So
we all have to have two versions of ourselves. The closeted version.
Got it.
And then the version of we came
Got
out
it.
or whatever.
So let's say it looks different.
Correct.
Perfect. Okay.
So that's the trauma. I think we have similar trauma
Got it.
in that aspect. Like we all have to be two separate people.
Talk about the split. Talk about who your in closet gay person is, and talk about who your out closet gay person is. Give me him. Give me two. Both
do you
of those.
mean?
You just said there's a split. Give me the split.
I think because when I was in the closet, I dressed very straight. I was trying to, my inflection was different. My talking was different. My manner, everything was different.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to portray, I didn't want to be too feminine. I used to talk about this. I didn't take theater in high school because I didn't want people to think I was gay.
Wow.
Yeah. So I took ROTC, which is just as gay, but which is just as gay. Exactly. But muscles. I was like, ooh, laugh. But like I didn't do a lot of things that I wish I would have done because I didn't want to be perceived as gay. So I did all of the macho things. So that was me I knew I was gay since 4th grade. So from 4th grade
pin
to
that.
20.
So you were overcompensating then.
Yeah, from
Keep
4th
going.
grade to 25.
So you
how old
learned
you
how
are
to
in 4th grade
overcompensate.
to 25? Yeah, I was bad. I used to like, I used to put straight porn in my search history, just so if anyone finds my phone and they see that I'm watching porn, they're gonna think that I'm
think that you're
watching
straight.
straight porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what else that is? That is a huge identity crisis.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, who do you identify with now? Like, who are you today?
I'm just me, I think.
What is me?
I'm funny. I'm openly gay. I'm charismatic. I'm loud. I'm very opinionated.
What are
ambitious.
still some of the narratives you tell yourself about being gay and being gay Black man?
I think sometimes to this day, I'm still not. I try to be more masculine. Like it's feminine. Like femme gay dudes have it just rougher in society. So I feel like sometimes I'm less, because I think I don't think I'm masculine or feminine. I think I'm very much in the middle.
Right.
But I think sometimes I try to play more masculine
what?
Outwardly.
What would be the payoff for that?
Not getting murdered.
I think you do that to make other people comfortable.
Well, also comfortability, yes.
Yeah. Like I noticed, like if Mano's there.
Yeah. Well, not anymore, but I used to.
You would like. I was like, "Are you straight now?" Like,
yeah.
But I think that is like a way of making someone else feel comfortable.
Yeah, I used to do it on stage too. I don't do it on stage anymore. I used to do it on stage though. I used to not.
So that's people pleasing.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
I did that for a long time.
We met you. You were coming from a gay cruise.
I know.
You were late.
We met. Yeah.
He got on stage like, "I'm late. Sorry guys, I was on a gay cruise."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
I was at
DC
at the
Improv.
show. Yeah.
You're at the show, the
we were at
DC
that show
Improv
together.
Cappie.
you know, it's
Yeah.
interesting, and there's an exercise in here for you because Akeem, I don't know what you're looking for, but there's this ideal partner part of
page
the
is
book
that?
on page 181. Where you can write down the qualities that you're looking for in a mate. This is your book, Dr. Cheyenne.
Yes,
so
I know.
I'm over here acting like it's mine.
Well, that one is yours, though, actually.
Yeah. The one you folded
Particular
the
book is
pages.
mine. Yeah, I folded the pages.
Oh, I see this. Okay, yeah.
And so I think this would be a good exercise because I don't really know. Like, I don't know if you want to be in a relationship. I feel like you do.
I just don't. My thing is, the only issue is I don't feel like, and this is my problem, I'm not in the gay scene because comedy is so straight dominated. Most of my friends are comedians, and it's all mostly straight men. So I'm in a very
from what you know.
Correct. I mean, girl, yes.
I mean, girl, yes.
Are you right? I don't be seeing you hang out with gay people. Like,
I don't because I'm not in that realm. And it's
What realm is that?
But hold on, I gotta say this though, because a lot of the people that we're saying are heterosexual are straight. A lot of them are in the closet. We're not gonna play that game right now. So we're not gonna act like the comedy world is a more heterosexual industry because hold on, you got a lot of folks who were where you were at some point in the closet.
But it's still from the framework. It's more heterosexual because openly gay people.
But there's times he hasn't gotten a gig because they said he's too gay.
Correct.
There's times that they will not book him.
I have emails. Yeah, that too gay. We don't feel comfortable. Blah blah blah. I've gotten that numerous times.
Yeah.
Good George.
TV shows.
Yeah, that's discrimination. Yeah, the discrimination, totally.
So I feel like I wish I was more active in the gay space. And I think another drawback is I don't, not to say that all gay people drink and do drugs and party, but that is a scene, and I've never drank in my life, and I've never been interested in that type of stuff.
Okay.
And then there's the sporty gays that are like super ripped and fit, and I just like cake.
Wait, so go back. Do you want a relationship? And I want to hear this because what I'm picking up is that you want it, but you do not have the tools or any ideology of how to be in a relationship relationally.
Correct. I want it, but I don't know I don't know how to get it, and I don't know if I'm even gonna. I'm not pursuing it really, but I'm not opposed to it.
But you're not pursuing it because of the uncertainty of it, and
correct, because I don't know how to navigate. I still don't know how to navigate the world of like going out and meeting gay people regularly.
Let me ask you this: how did you
streets.
learn to navigate the over-sexualized transactional world?
Oh, because this is apps. Sex is easy.
Yeah. He be on the maps, Jack.
Yeah.
Wait, no. I'm talking about when you first started, right? And you didn't know how to be with another man. You didn't know how to be transactional. You didn't know how to be over-sexualized. Take me there when it first started. How did you learn how to become that?
I think sex is sex. Do you mean like, how do I learn how to be sexual?
How did you learn how to be transactional? How did you learn how to be able to just penetrate and get on? How did you learn that?
I think sex for me, not all the time, but a lot of times it's always just been we're having fun and then but it's because I started having sex when I was in the closet. Mm-hmm. So when I was having sex in the closet, it was all transactional because I'm in the closet. Yeah. We're not walking, we're not holding hands, we're not going out and about. Yeah. We're doing the secret. You're gonna go back home to your whatever. I'm gonna continue on being straight.
Right.
So I think it started there, and if it starts there, it's easy to keep it going there.
There you go. This is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
How you just said it started there.
Yeah.
I mean, it had to start somewhere. There was a point A to your introduction to sex with the same sex, period.
Yeah.
You didn't just come out of the womb and you're just like screwing another boy and you're freaking 1 month old. There was a starting point of that. Just like you started to learn and understand how to be transactional, how to be over-sexualized with other partners, you can also start learning how to be relational, which means you put yourself out there, you take the risk of talking and speaking and socializing and being vulnerable enough to be like, look, I've been very transactional my whole life. You don't have to say I've been just fucking. Maybe that's too
very
privy.
open.
But this is the thing, and I'm saying this because as an abandoned little girl who grew up to be an abandoned woman, I have this very raw conversation with the folks I've dated. My ex-fiance I was with, when he first told me across the dinner table, we were having sushi, that he wanted me to be his woman. I said, I would love to. However, I'm an abandoned woman. And let me tell you what she looks like and how she shows up. And after you hear that, then you can choose to be with me still or choose to want to be with me, because you're going to have to deal with her ass too. Because what I don't do is compartmentalize. And I'm going to need you to help me facilitate the little girl in me who comes up and she is a motherfucker. So if you can help me facilitate that, we can move forward.
Yeah.
And he said, sign me up.
Ooh.
So what I'm saying to you is you have to gain a sense of self of saying, listen, this is where I know what I'm doing at. It's transactional. I don't know what the hell going on in this relational space. I know that I like you. I know that I want to try something. I want to date. I actually want love. At some point I may want a family, but I don't know how to do this part. Do you know how to do it? And if so, can we do this together? That's vulnerability. That's emotional intelligence. That's maturity. And that's how you start to curate relationships outside of just being transactional. Because relationship foundation is all about vulnerability. But vulnerability only comes from knowing who the hell you are, which is a sense of self. I have to know what the little girl in me is capable of doing and what the woman in me needs. And like Jasmine, the woman in me and the little girl in me needs someone who's going to attach to me like a fucking pigs in a blanket. And let me explain something to you. I'm not embarrassed about it. I stand on it, because if you can't do it, you ain't for me. So the person who I'm dating, they are calling and checking in and FaceTiming all day. I always say, I'd rather tell you, baby, can you pipe down a little bit? Than me have to say,
Where you at?
Not enough.
Step it up.
where you at?
Yeah.
If I got to tap to say where you at,
Right.
you are inflaming the little girl who is abandoning me. And your job as my partner is to help me help her stay calm. And my job as your partner is to help you with your trauma or your inadequacies be in a place of healthiness. Then we create a healthy bond and not a trauma bond. See, people are bonding at trauma because they're not putting their trauma on the table saying, baby, look, this is my trauma. Where's yours? Okay, let's figure out how we can help each other get through that so we're healing. They're leading with their trauma. So my trauma is choosing your trauma, and now we're bonding. And trauma has to be fed trauma to stay alive. And so the whole time I'm with you, our trauma is just going to continue to feed each other, because it got to stay alive. Because once we dissipate our trauma, does our healed self even like each other? That's when people say, we grew apart. No, you didn't grow apart. Your trauma bond failed. Your trauma bond is now healthy. The trauma ain't bonding no more. Your feeding stations are now in a depth. There's nothing else to feed. Because if my trauma leaves and that's all you're feeding, we have nothing else here. Just like if the sex leaves and that's all we're doing, there's nothing here to sustain this relationship.
And look, I've been trying to, I would love to see, that's why I challenged you that time. That's why I love that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is here. Because this is like, somebody who actually does this, rather than just me being like, Akeem, I'd rather see you X, Y, and Z. But I think this gives you like some homework.
No, I think it's you make very good points.
Yeah. But let's get to Jordy Jor.
How much time do we have?
Jordan, yes. So describe yourself when it comes to relationships.
I have trust issues.
I can tell. Can y'all tell? Because she's sitting.
I can tell by her body language. Yeah.
Communication is like, listen, honey.
Yes.
Over there.
I like a lot of freedom.
What sign are you?
I'm a Capricorn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all don't listen to shit. But go ahead.
I'm a Capricorn too.
Right.
Y'all don't like to be told what to do.
Guilty.
You don't like to listen.
Scorpio.
Here we go.
Yeah.
My birthday's next week.
Y'all good. Y'all good.
My mom passed when I was 17,
Ooh, sorry
which
to hear
I
that.
think is where a lot of abandonment issues come from, and not feeling adequate or thinking someone's always going to leave. So I pick people that I know will fulfill that
Prophecy.
control.
That's
yeah.
self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah. And that gives me a false sense of control.
Yeah.
Which then makes me feel safe. It's really the cycle of
Dysfunction.
yeah.
It feels like you go to therapy though.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a therapist.
Because even the way that you describe it is
She's able to articulate it really well.
I'm definitely aware of it. I just haven't
Oh, I need to go to therapy.
pushed through it yet. And now I've reached a point where it feels like I don't even want a relationship. Or that it'll be there when it's time. It's not really on the forefront of my mind.
Why? Where did you lose the hope of not wanting the relationship? Is it because you feel like there's not a person that can sustain the trauma per se, or what you have going on that you're attempting to process through? So you kind of want to wait until you feel like you are processed good enough?
I think
and
that's
you're not
part of
a
it.
burden or baggage or luggage, or they won't disappoint you by not being able to sustain you because, see, you're a gallon. You're a gallon. And you keep running into pints. And gallons, if the pint pours everything into you, there's still so much more left. And if the gallon pours everything into the pint, system overload. And what happens is gallons tend to be folks who went through a lot of adversity, that have a lot of issues, that are trying to work through it. And so it feels lonely because there's so many little pints. And you're like, where in the hell are my gallons? Where's my equally yokedness? So because they're not there, or I haven't found them, I should say. Not that they're not there, I haven't found them. I'll just go into my little cubby hole and say, forget it. Because y'all are just too disappointing for me.
Yeah, basically.
And Jordan's very close to her father also. I want to point that out too, like super close.
Yeah.
Which you think that's like,
part of the issue is my parents were married until my mom passed, but they had a very interesting relationship that I didn't find out about until my mom passed. And so that changed our dynamic a lot. Because there was infidelity and whatever. And so it changed how I looked at men, for sure.
To what? Now how do you look at them?
I mean, this is going to sound bad, but I look at them as less than. I think they're inferior. I feel like women go through so much every day that it's hard for me to respect them.
like they can't be trusted too? That's the trust issues?
It's like they can't be trusted, but also I'm like, take for instance, they catch a cold and they're like dying and floundering on the floor.
We do be dramatic, girl.
Right? And we're just like, we're cleaning the house, we're cooking our meals, we're, still carrying on.
Holding it all down.
Yeah, and I feel like that just gives me the ick.
But do you think all men are like that?
I think a part of me does.
All?
95.
95?
Yeah.
So are you into polyamorous, or you want one person?
One person.
So you looking for 95%, or are you looking for one?
I'm looking for one.
So if the 95% are like that and the 5% are not, that means your 1% is in the 5%. And I always say, when people tell me, because I don't date men with kids, they say, there's not many men out there with no kids. I'm not fucking looking for many men.
Yeah.
I'm not polyamorous. I just need one fucking guy.
They were so mad at you for that.
They were mad.
Get mad
There was a
again.
lot of
Get
motherfuckers
mad
with kids
again.
that was mad.
Yeah, kids.
Men with no kids weren't
They
mad
was like,
at all.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they was like, I feel you, Doc. Come this way.
What about if he has like a grown,
No, I'm
like
not
a
doing it.
25?
I don't care if the kid is 0
So
to
he has to
500 years old.
He can't.
Not 500.
Well, there are men that are older, but he has to be like a certain age, because I feel like the older men get, the more apt
Yeah,
they are
that's
to have
what you were saying. Yeah. So I think
But-
your age, you said 26.
No. At least 30 and up. But
Okay.
let me say this. There are many men out there with no kids. See, we are only limited by our limited thinking. And so the man who says he can or says he cannot are both usually right. And I always say the Bible says, what reports will you believe? Whatever reports you believe is right for you. And so the question to everyone here, and even our viewership, is you have dominion over your thoughts. Like the Bible says, your job is to possess it. So you are supposed to believe what it is that you want to actualize. So I believe there's many men out there with no kids. And I have dated and only been involved with, to this day, with men with no kids. And I have not had a problem. Do I attract men with kids? Of course.
Yeah.
Right.
But I have not had a problem whatsoever with dating a man with no kids, being treated well by a man with no kids, whether they're in their 30s or even men who are 45 who are saying, look, I was in college my whole life. I became an attorney and now I have my own law firm and now I'm ready to be married and I have no kids and I want to set up shop. I did the same thing. I wanted to wait till I was a doctor. I had my degrees. I wanted to wait till my career was where it is now. And now I'm ready to be married. I didn't want it while I was trying to figure my career out.
And you know, when you talk about your ex-fiance, why did that not work?
Which one? I had two.
Oh, the latest one. The latest one.
The last one.
Yeah.
The last one, you know, he was 14 years older than me, and a retired basketball player. And I say 14 years older on purpose because age doesn't dictate emotional intelligence. And so there was a lot of immaturity on his behalf. Mine too, I'm sure, and a lack of emotional intelligence. And what do I mean by that is his inability to problem solve would have never allowed us to sustain a long-term marriage, because what I've learned in my 18 years of being in my field is the moment that couples either forget to, don't want to, or stop problem solving, the relationship is over. The relationship will always sustain if you and I, even friendship, can solve a problem. Even if I don't like you for a week, I can't stand you for a month. If I can stay, because a commitment is doing what you said you would do regardless of how you feel. If I can stay until the light comes back, till the laughter comes back, but I'm willing to solve the problem with you, or sometimes solving the problem is letting it dissolve. It's not always having to come to the table with an actual resolution.
You could just move on. You know, it's interesting because with professional athletes, what I've noticed, one of my friends dated a professional athlete who was, since he was super young, like in sports, and he was so taken care of, he couldn't do simple things because he was used to having people do everything for him.
That's why I don't like super cute guys either.
But this is
like
my thing.
he didn't know how to like pay his cell phone bill.
No,
he didn't know how to make a dentist appointment.
Inferior.
So my ex-fiance, I was a kept woman, and that was the first time I was ever kept, and loved it. And I didn't pay a bill. I didn't do anything at all. Just being honest, I was still a doctor, right, and still had my practice. I closed up everything and just was pretty much at his beck and call. And I didn't know if I would like that position because I've always been in the power position. And I did it. And I fell in love with myself even more doing it because I learned a part of me that I'm like, yo, I love this submissive, soft woman. And so did he. So the issue wasn't the caretaking because he did a great job. It was, if you are going to sit around for multiple days and not solve a problem because you don't have the emotional capacity to communicate, I cannot fucking be married to you, and I damn sure not can bear children with you, because if I'm pregnant or there's kids in this house, we are not going to be in this house for 3, 4, 5 days not talking,
right?
Because you don't know how to problem solve. That is not what you do when you are at the age of 48 or 50 years old, because that was his age and I was in my 30s. And so one thing I know about myself that I'm really good at, and why I don't, it's opposite of you, I'm very okay with dating and being vulnerable. My strong suit is pivoting. I ain't got a motherfucking problem with leaving. So that's my strong suit. My suit that I'm working on right now as I'm dating is staying put. Learning how to stay with you, but being mad while I'm with you. Learning how to say, I'm not leaving you, but I still didn't like this. So I'm doing really good in that. But I you know, to that, it was just, I know I'm not going to do long term with someone who does emotional intelligence.
Hold on. Before you, I know my friend, so can we just have her discuss her thing, and then we can go to your question?
Okay. Yes.
Oh, how am I?
Yes.
Yep.
I think that I am in a relationship. I'm very generous. I am submissive, but also like taking control when I need to do that. Right. But I think I'm so used to being independent and doing stuff myself. It's hard for me to be like, I need this, I need that, because I'm used to doing it all on my own. Marriage is not a big deal to me because I think my parents were married, but it wasn't like a great marriage. And when they got divorced, they still live together to this day, even though they've been divorced since I was like in college.
Which is
That's interesting. Very interesting. That's very unique.
And I feel like they both have never like had the life that they should have lived. But you know, I could see myself, I'm very much like, when I lock in, I'm locked in, and that's it for me. But yeah, I think that's how I would describe myself. I think I'm like a really good girlfriend. I want to say that too.
What makes you a really good girlfriend?
Because I think I'm very thoughtful. I'm caring. I do communicate. I have fun. I'm not like I don't really stress my man.
Got it.
I'm pretty chill about everything. And I'm the type of person, like when I'm with somebody, I'm not, you know, I'm cool because I'm so busy. I think that I don't harp on things for too long. So I can be mad about something and then get over it pretty quickly.
Well, that ain't because you're busy, just because you got that good character trait. Because, baby, I'm busy and I will harp on something.
I would forget I was mad.
Girl, let me tell you, I would get mad and I will not answer a call. I want to shut down for a day or two.
When I wasn't busy,
I'm dating, hates. That's the number. They're like, I hate when you don't want to talk. Oh, and let me tell you, and I have to, nobody can get me out the show. I have to talk to myself. I'm talking about like self-talk at a 500 for me to get up out of that. I have to literally be like, girl, come on now. This person is pursuing. They are trying. They love you. They're doing all. Stop.
I'm so calm that it takes a lot for me to get mad.
Yeah.
But
so what has been your issues in relationships thus far? From you and from the other side?
I think, well, before this, I will say I will let something drag out for a long time.
Forever.
What do you mean drag out? Like stay in a relationship too long?
Yeah. And I would like act like I'm not, but I'm still in it. But I haven't officially been like, I'm like a fade to black type of person. So I'll wait till it just kind of like fizzles out.
Why?
Instead of saying something.
But why?
Because I'm not confrontational like that. I would just let it like, I'd be like, whatever, you know, and keep it moving. And then one day I'm just, you know, I'll finally be like, this isn't working.
What are your deal breakers? Infidelity is a deal breaker, or have you dealt with infidelity?
Infidelity is, I haven't ever stayed with somebody who cheated on me. And I think,
for you.
And so, but I can't say that would be it if it did happen. But in the past, yes, that's definitely a deal breaker. Because I also think the type of person that I don't know that I could forgive it, but I don't know that I could forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what else is a deal breaker?
Have you ever cheated?
Yes. Not now, but in the past. But when I've cheated, it's always been because I knew the other person cheated. And so I might not break up right. It's also because I'm kind of like halfway out of it. So I know it's going to end. Yeah. So I might have already moved on before I officially move on. So it's not necessarily for revenge, but if somebody cheats on me, in my head, it's over.
Gotcha, but you stay.
But I won't break up right away. Like, I'll be like, I'll let it kind of like, you know, die down. And in my head, I'm not together anymore.
So you're not setting appropriate boundaries then?
I think now I have, but just in the past. Also because I've done a lot of long distance relationships, and I think that's harder.
Oh, I don't know how you do.
Yeah, that's a lot harder.
I don't know how you do that.
Because, so I think that was part of it too. Like a long distance relationship, it's harder to, you know, keep that like that. Because it doesn't feel all the time like you're in a relationship.
There you go. Yeah, it's very challenging. So now you do set boundaries? Or now what? How are you different now?
Yeah, I think.
I mean, do you use your voice now? Because what you just described was you go along with what is, and then you kind of like backdoor it.
Well,
and you're not using your voice.
I haven't had that problem. And I feel like we're together a lot more than I have been. Because I could be in a relationship and not see somebody for like a month.
And you're okay with that?
Not now, but that's how it used to be.
Gotcha.
Right. So now I feel like now we're like together all the time. And so some things happening, I can't not address it because
good for you.
You're right here.
Good for you. So now you do use your voice.
Yeah.
And does it work for you?
It does, because I feel like he's receptive when I tell him something. But when I tell him something, he might not be receptive right away. But then later on, he'll be like, you know, I thought about what you said. And
but it sounds like you're offering him grace to have that space to kind of come back and be thought-provoking and say, okay, I did think about what you said and I agree.
Yeah, because I know how he is. Like, I know that he may not process it right away, but I know that in a day or two, he's going to come. And if I tell him something bothers me, he will really like work to change it.
Yeah. Well, you do sound like a good girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
I am. I'm a good friend too.
Angela's a great friend.
I'm comfortable with like who I am because I know that I always have good intentions.
Right.
And I think that's important. Like, I'm not the type of person
100%.
That's a backstabber. But I will say that I will cut somebody off like permanently forever.
Through the back door, because you don't tell them.
I will.
You back door.
I will let. They will know, but I will.
There will be signs.
Yeah, there's times. There's certain things that I just
not verbal, just signs.
You just can't access me anymore. Yeah. But I also feel like I've put up with so much from people that as soon as you betray me, I can't see like going back, because I just feel like I've gone back before and given people grace, and this is friendships more than anything. Right. And so I feel like when it comes to that, I'm not anymore gonna put myself in a position for somebody to keep on doing the same thing over and over to me.
Mm-hmm. So now you do put up that hard boundary of like, this enough is enough and it's a no.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think people know that about me now too. So you know.
Good for you.
Get right or get left. No.
Good for you. I love that. Good for you.
So yes, that's me. Am I right?
Yeah. No, you sound like you're a good partner. You sound like you're very mature and fair in a relationship.
I've learned a lot.
That's healthy. That's good.
And that's why I loved reading this, because we're back to this mental detox. So there are some exercises in this book,
yes,
which I love. Okay, and shout out to Lala Anthony, who did
Yes,
the
she did
foreword
that.
as well.
So she one of your clients?
Lala, I love you.
Is she
Girl,
one
I
of your-
can't answer that question.
Right.
Like,
Well, then she said it in the forward.
but it was.
Did you read the foreword?
Jasmine, did she say it in the forward?
It sounded like to me that's what she said.
Well, then say what she said. Y'all read the book.
Yes,
Lala
I read the
Anthony
foreword.
wrote my forward.
That sounded like what
She
she
said, when we did finally talk, I was blown away. Dr. Bryant created a safe space for me to be completely myself, no filter. She understood me not just from what she saw online, but at my core. Our conversation was a breakthrough. I laid it all out.
Oh, that's awesome.
So then that tells you what?
That she's a client.
Okay.
Period.
Well, she
Why
was.
she just couldn't say
Yeah.
yes.
Well, once a client, always. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
But anyway, so one of the things on here early on in the book, the Garden of Wounds, tracing our wounds.
Okay.
And you have to like honestly answer some of these questions. What I dislike most about myself. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
Jasmine,
But
why
you know
would
what's
that?
funny? Sometimes that's the easiest one. It's for people to say what they don't like about themselves, to over criticize it.
Because
It is
overly
easier.
critical.
Yeah,
But
it is.
I said it's hard because there might be so many things you're like, what do I dislike the most? You know? Why are you
But
laughing?
usually people know what they don't like, and they kind of get stuck on like what the good things are about themselves. You know, people are like, I don't like that I do this. Or I don't like that I don't set boundaries. I don't like that you were able to just go right into I'm a good girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right? That's you. So that's not your problem. But majority of people, me being in my field for so long, come in session and they're able to just rip themselves apart to shreds. And they don't have the capacity to say, well, like, but I am a good mom, even though I have mommy guilt, right? Or I am a good wife, although I may come up short in these areas. And they need to be empowered. They need someone to help them identify where they are a worthy person.
When you think about what I just like most about myself, do we tend to like go straight to the physical things that we don't?
I don't.
No.
You don't. It was interesting. I was at this spa and they were doing a retreat there, and the woman recognized me. I was in Arizona, and she was like, girl, we out here for this retreat. She said one of the exercises they did was they looked at themselves in the mirror and they had to like describe what they saw. And she said people were like tearing themselves apart, looking at themselves in the mirror about all the things they didn't like about themselves.
Well, if you say look yourself in the mirror, I think objectively you think physical.
Well,
because you have
no,
the
I
mirror.
was just wondering because I thought about that when I read that question.
But physical
and I did
things
think
are a
about
part of it.
Yeah,
because
I did think about physical
Yeah.
things.
I don't think when you say that, I don't think about
don't
physical
either,
at
yeah.
all. I think about like character flaws or things.
But I think
I'm
because it's
dealing
written in
Me
a
too.
book, I think if it was the mirror thing, I think you would immediately think physical.
All right, so let's go through it. What do you dislike most about yourself?
I'm not saying that on.
Jasmine, give us one thing. Do you what about you sabotaging relationships? Do you not like that?
Sure.
Are you shutting down?
Yes.
That part you don't like.
All of
I
these,
don't like
all
it,
of
yeah.
you.
But what don't I mean, I don't like a lot of things about myself, but I don't like me starting either.
I'll start.
Else
Want me to
start?
start?
You shouldn't have sat there.
Right in the eye line.
You didn't. You was the last one here.
All right, well, let's start with Jordy Jor.
What don't I like? I don't like my struggle with vulnerability. It's very hard for me. I'm also very observant. So it takes me a minute to see what's going on and like feel comfortable in certain circumstances. I would say those are my big two.
Yeah.
I would say for me, I think that sometimes I put work above everything else.
Oh, that's mine too.
Yeah. And I think that's tough because I don't like prioritize that as much as I should. So sometimes I feel like I'm not doing the most. Like I was at my friend's birthday party, her and her husband over the weekend. I was like, damn, I didn't see my friends in so long. Cause I feel like all I do
Is work.
is work all the time. And I put that like, top priority over everything.
Yeah.
I think I do that as well in comedy. And then I also think my big thing I don't like on myself that I don't know if I'm going to change is
I love that.
Okay.
I love that.
Period. Honestly.
Okay.
I don't like being out of my comfort zone. Like I get invited to things and I'm just like, if it's like a loud music or loud party, or if it's like, or if I'm not into it,
He's like, hell no.
I'm not going.
You're like somebody's grandfather.
I'm an old man. That's why the gays are like, what is this gay? Like,
Wait, why do you not like that though?
I don't like that. I don't like being around.
No, why do you not like that about yourself?
Because I feel like I'm missing out on opportunities
Gotcha.
to meet people and have experiences and do these things that I'm missing out on by not being at these
social
events. Like I remember you invited me to your thing. I forgot when it was, like at a I don't know, but you the way up thing. Remember you had girl. When I tell you, I left. Like I was there. I saw you. I hugged you. A few people knew me from comedy. I saw them. Girl, as soon as I was able to leave, I was gone. I was not trying to be in that space. Because which is weird because when people find that out about me, they're so confused because I perform for a living. I'm in front of hundreds and thousands of people. I do not like big groups of people. If I'm on stage.
That's
all
one
day.
thing because you could turn it on.
Exactly.
Right.
Is that like social anxiety?
I don't like. Yeah, it could be
some characteristics of.
I'm just wondering.
I think some traits of social anxiety. But I have a question. So for all of what y'all said you didn't like, right? What would be the opposite of how you would be for you to like it about yourself?
What do you mean?
Meaning,
like what could you do to?
What would be the like for example, like me, say if I didn't like about myself that I sometimes pivot relationships too quick before giving it a chance to take on the full potential that it could, right? So if someone is even saying, look, I want to love you, I want to learn to love you, I'm willing to do whatever it is you need me to do, I can sometimes be like, nah, you ain't there yet, good day, right?
See, I feel like that's the opposite of what I would expect from you because of the work that you do.
Well, because of the work that I do, I know that potential doesn't exist.
See?
And so when somebody says there's potential that I want to offer you, I say that is an illusion because the only thing that exists is what's on this table.
Yep.
And we could potentially say that we can bring in some other alcohol beverages, but it ain't here.
Right.
So if it ain't here right now, guess what? There's a chance it could never be here. So potential is bullshit. It's an illusion. It doesn't exist. So for me, I'm looking at it going, you're offering a potential to me. You're saying potentially you can possibly become this. But if you ain't that, then I pivot. However, to your point, the opposite of that, just to give you guys an example, what the question I'm asking, the opposite of me doing that would be if you're willing to put in the effort, right? And you're willing to learn how to love me. The Bible says, love your partner by knowledge of them. If you're telling me you're willing to do a biblical principle, which is learn to love me by knowledge of me, and I want to be loved by you, why in the hell am I not letting you love me down and learn how? That would be the opposite. That would be me doing what I would like for myself to do, which I'm doing now, by the way.
I was going to say, I'm doing
now.
He's not changing his.
I'm changing yours. I'm doing mine, and it feels really good.
I said probably.
It feels good, but to your point about the discomfort and yours too, how you're uncomfortable in the emotion, that's why you withdraw. I've just have learned to be very uncomfortable at times and be okay in that discomfort because the payoff of having a really loving long-term relationship is priceless, and that's where the real wealth is. And when we get to the place of maturity, we understand, well, the wealth is in all of the deposits that I'm making. And the deposits that I'm making are the work. It's the sticking through. It's the maturity. It's the emotional intelligence. It's I'm uncomfortable with my emotion. Let me communicate it with you as my partner. And the wealth is we get these 10, 15, 20 years of you knowing me and you loving me the way nobody else can fucking love me because now you've invested this time in knowledge in me. But I have to be willing to, one, let you and two, give you the knowledge of me. So with y'all, what would your opposite be of what you don't like about yourself? Like, how would you need to show up to say, that is exactly what I love about this part of me?
I think figuring out how to be more consistent, because sometimes I am the way I would want to be, right? And then sometimes I'm not. And I'm like, what is that
every now
difference?
and then,
and I don't know what that stems from, where it's like I can do it sometimes and sometimes I can't. So I think being consistently just more forward in my behavior.
What's the barrier? Because if you already know how to do it and you're not doing it sometimes, then what's the barrier? How come you can't just say, I'm doing that thing that I do that I don't like. Let me switch it over and reprogram into what I know I want to do and just be dominant in what you want to be and do?
I don't know, because this happened to me recently. I was on a podcast and I was so out of my element. And I was recognizing I was shrinking and I was so out of my element. And even in that acknowledgement, I couldn't snap out of it. And I didn't know where to draw me from. And so I kind of just shut down.
Yeah, and that's you dominating yourself. See, there is a healthy form of manipulation, y'all. And that manipulation is on ourself. Meaning at that moment, you would have had to use that healthy manipulation of telling yourself or doing whatever you need to do to get you exactly where you need to be in that moment. And that's what self-talk is. Whatever thoughts, and I'm going biblical again, the Bible says think only on these thoughts that are prosperous, good, pure, and praiseworthy. Meaning if you wouldn't pray for them, then you shouldn't think them. And when you start to stand on that principle, you think whatever. The Bible even tells you think only on these thoughts. So it's telling you to healthily use thoughts that will, in a healthy, positive way, manipulate your mind, that would then change your emotion, that then would change how you show up.
So what would that have sounded like?
How do I want to show up right now? I'm shrinking. Fuck. This is me, y'all. I curse at myself, okay? Oh, fuck, I'm shrinking. This is in my mind. How do I want to show up? I want to show up confidence. I want to show up strong. I want to speak. Okay, so then what does that mean? That means I have to talk, although I'm scared. Oh, shit. So what do I say? Say anything, even if it's 2 sentences. Okay. So Jasmine, just curious, like when you say you sabotage, like what does that look like? Okay, I did it. You see? But I just dominated myself. I thought only the thoughts of like, what do I want to do right now? I want to be confident. I want to talk. Okay, so what is confident? What does talking look like? Once you get the vision, do exactly what it is and don't even think about it. You just have to go for the gusto and dominate your own thoughts. Because if you don't dominate your thoughts, life will have its way with you. And you will get the crumbs from the people who already dominated the loaf.
Be
and
the
I am
King
not
Corso.
taking nobody's
Yeah.
be the King Corso.
Not the who else was in the room? Was the King Corso and the poodle? No, was it Chihuahua?
No, the Yorkie.
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 They're so cute, but
I don't
no.
know the King Corso.
Now
is.
look,
I'm
because
thinking-
this is lip service, we got some questions now that have to do with sex
Yes.
and intimacy.
I love the sex part.
Okay, so I want to ask you this. Let's just say you're in a relationship with somebody and they want you to do something that you don't feel in your element with, but you want to at the same time please this person, right? Like, let me give what's a good example? Like, let's just say, we'll start small. Let's say he wants to spit in your mouth and you don't really necessarily.
We'll start small.
I knew you were going to
I
say
was
that.
going to say something else, but yeah,
I'm going to
spit.
get to something else.
Okay.
Now, tell me, what does that look like as far as, do you compromise or do you say, I'm not into that?
And this is with
The person you're with.
So let me just say it's with the person I'm married to, so it makes me feel more comfortable. Okay,
Your fiance, then. Fiance.
Because who I'm married to, they can have their way with me in any way that they want. They want
Any way that they want.
in any way that they want.
So even
I'm
if it's something
submissive
you're
like
not,
that.
okay.
As long as I have the capacity to do it, meaning it's not paining me.
What about
where
a
it's
threesome?
abused. No, that's a
Okay.
hard no. That's a non-negotiable hard
So
no.
that's
no.
that's
I said capacity. I don't have the
Okay.
You don't have the
capacity.
capacity.
This is my camera. I do not have the capacity to do anything after the number 2. That's me and you. Ain't no 3, 4, or 5. I have no zero capacity.
What about with a doll, like a sex doll?
You know what? If it's not another human,
Great.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Okay.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm pretty open. Yes.
So
Okay.
if it doesn't pain you, you have the capacity.
But now, okay.
Like even if it was physical pain that I could sustain,
Yeah.
and it wasn't abuse, and this is what my partner wanted. I am a huge team player, and remember, submission is a sex language and love language for me. So meaning me submitting to that person is what turns me on.
What if the thing he wanted you to do was you dominating
To him.
to him?
I would. That would be challenging because even though I'm super dominant
You're
in my
submissive
personal
in the-
world,
Yeah.
I'm more of a yes daddy. Tell me
Yeah,
when,
yeah.
tell me how, what position, how. I'm more of a like, okay, yes, I'm that. I like that role, and I tend to choose people who like to dominate. So I don't run into the
the
dominate
subs.
me. Yeah, the
Yeah.
subs.
Yeah.
I run into like, grab my throat and this is my shit. And what I say, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
What
yeah,
if he was
this is
calling? What if he was like, "You're a slut, you're a dirty whore," and that turned him on?
I've had that too.
I know it. Period. I can tell by the
I've
grab
had
that
that too. And I was like, oh my God. Say it again. Say that again.
Yes, I am.
And say that again. Or I would text and be like, can you call me a slut again tonight? Yeah, I like all that stuff. I like that's my thing. Y'all don't be coming in the
Everybody
DMs.
right in the DMs like, "Hey, slut."
Hey, what's up, slut?
She has to be engaged to you.
Listen, only one person can slut me out, and it's not on a casual term, so don't try it.
Okay, good. Period. Now, let's just say that you do have trauma, right? Like we discussed this earlier. Do you think that? And we talked about trauma bonding, but what does that look like when people are getting together and they're having sex and everything, but maybe one person, maybe they're having like a lot of issues with that. Do you think that people can really form a real intimate relationship if they're both going through like a lot of trauma? And how does that play out in the bedroom?
Oh my God. I think that trauma bonds have the highest peak of passion and intimacy. I think that's what makes trauma bonds such an intense bond.
That's what Malcolm X was saying. The seasoning on the pussy.
It's I mean, it's because trauma is so intense. And people who are so used to trauma don't know how to be intense outside of the trauma. See, people make healthy so boring, and it's not. Right? Instead of making healthy passionate and making healthy deep and making healthy the whole love intensity of cleaving, they make it boring. Like we're sitting here and we're just articulating our emotions.
Well,
we do nothing
they
freaky.
think healthy and they think missionary sex. I think they think those are the same thing.
But healthy can be slut me out.
Right.
Healthy can be I'm totally submitting to you. Healthy could be I'm communicating my trauma to you. And healthy could be we are so intense and so passionate that yes, we may have arguments that reach a high tone, right? But it's not abusive, but we know that this high tone does something for us. So when we get to this high tone, right, then we are intimate and then we are sexual, and then things tend to inflame for us that are healthy. It's all about, I always say this, people are so worried about finding a relationship that they have to change for, instead of finding the relationship that fix your toxicity and fix your dysfunction at a healthy level. What I mean is, some people would say that you and I, Jasmine, are toxic and dysfunctional because we need someone to be plugged into us all day long. We're just needy as fuck, right? However, however, watch this. We are only that for somebody who doesn't fit that level of relationship style. A person who says, I can't be with the woman who I can't call all day. I can't be with the woman who I can't love on all day. I can't be with a woman who I can't check in with all day. Guess what? That's our person.
Yeah.
The woman who doesn't want it, that's not your person.
Right.
So what I'm saying is it's about us finding our fit, our equally yoked, not finding someone who we just want to be together so bad because we're desperate to be in a relationship, not because we want to be with each other. So now you got to change everything. I got to change everything. Why in the fuck are we in this relationship?
Well, is there such a thing as being sexually incompatible, would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, totally. But I do think that hinders the relationship.
Right.
Because sex isn't just about an orgasm. It's also a huge expression of love, a huge expression of yourself. So while you are giving your vagina to this person, you're giving them really your soul and your dignity and your personality and your umph and your internalness and your intimate, your vulnerability. You're giving them so many moving parts when we water it down to just pussy in an orgasm. When I'm making love to somebody, I am fully indulged. I don't know what y'all be doing, but I got a lot of moving parts that are moving in this thing.
But what if you love somebody, but you don't love having sex with them?
But then that's like saying, parents love their kids, right? But there's limits to what they do with them. So there's different kind of loves. There's a romantic love, and then there is a very platonic love. If you're talking about marriage, you don't want the platonic love. You want the romantic love,
right?
The love that consists of everything.
Because you know what I think is the problem and I was having this conversation with a woman who, with Padma Lakshmi, actually, she was talking about her endometriosis and how sex was really hard for her. It was painful. Yeah. And her husband at the time was not understanding of that. And then I was having another conversation today with another woman who was going through menopause. And it's changed her hormones to the point where she's not enjoying it. And so I'm just asking that because sometimes it can be like, it's a physical thing where...
But for health conditions, there has to be an understanding and compassion.
Right.
That's totally different. But if I'm saying we're in a relationship and I just have no interest in being intimate with you and there's no health condition going on, then there is an impairment in that relationship. Because a gigantic part of relationships is not just the orgasm, it's the sexual connection of me and this person sharing an outer body experience that goes deeper than just physical. It takes us to a place of ecstasy. If you're really making love the right way and it's not just transactional, then you're taking it to a place of ecstasy, right? Where now you're not just having an external orgasm physically, you are having an internal orgasm. And so, when I've been in love and I am giving myself to somebody in a submissive way with no conditions, the external orgasm was the least orgasm that I had from the internal orgasm of just the sexual experience of this person being inside of me and this person being on me and skin to skin and all these things that we're doing in the act of it. That was orgasmic for me. So by the time the orgasm came, which I was trying to prolong because the act was so amazing, right? It was like fireworks. When you're doing it from a place of, I'm fully giving myself to this person. I'm not here because I want a quick nut or a quick orgasm. Then sex becomes ecstasy and it becomes an intimate space, not just a transactional place to have a night of passion.
Well, listen, I want to say, I know you got to go because you have a flight to catch, and we are still like government shut down, recovering.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't want you to miss that. But mental detox, let go of what's not working and build a life that does. Make sure y'all guys pick this up. This is available now. So the day that this interview is out, this book is available.
And there's also an audiobook, correct?
There's an audiobook component too. And I do want to shout out Lala, my girl, for writing the foreword. Also to Curtis 50 Cent Jackson for even being the one that took the lead on me being able to have the privilege of being with my publisher, which is Hay House, Random House, the biggest publishing company in the world. So shout out to 50 Cent, to Lala, to Mark, who was my literary agent, and to even Wendy, my publicist, who is here now, Ian, who is my travel assistant, who's always with me, and my best friend, and the actual backbone and spine of the Dr. Bryant Institute, the Dr. Bryant brand. My best friend Lola, aka Dizzle Yates. I gotta shout out my people because without them, literally, I tell people all the time, I don't care what nobody say. There ain't no brand, there ain't no business, there is no money without your team. And if folks don't understand that, you would never make it. You only go as fast as your team.
That's right.
And I literally tell them, like, I don't know how I would do it without. I don't know how I would even travel without them.
We need to sit down with 50 Cent.
You've been traveling.
I'm traveling. Yeah,
I would love to see that.
Yeah, get 5 on here. Absolutely.
I think you need that. I would love to hear what he has to say.
Yes.
But no, this has been amazing. I feel like we all got. Is it hard to like hear somebody assess you? And
I'm in therapy, so it's kind of just like, yeah, girl, I know.
I love it.
Yeah.
Was it challenging for you? Because you're not in therapy.
I'm not.
I can tell. No, I can tell.
No.
It was more like, I love that I felt the resistance, but you were like, fuck that, I want this.
I do want it, but my worry with therapy, and I know this is toxic and not true.
It's okay.
I don't want it. I don't want to get fixed, and then I'm not as funny.
Oh my God.
It might affect your art.
And I realized how toxic that was, but in my head, I'm like, I don't want to go to therapy, and then I'm not out on stage. Like, Akeem used to be so funny. Remember when he was...
It's like not drinking, and then now you're like, I'm not funny no more.
I'm not fun no more. Yeah.
So I just don't... And I'm like putting it off, but I definitely need to do it at some point, but...
Okay.
But but if you don't, I know we have to
This is a good start.
I want to make sure that you... I want to ask you if you can commit to getting out there and getting a starting point with becoming more relational. And there's a second part to it. Being vulnerable with what you don't know and the guidance you need from whoever you're sitting across from.
Yeah. And
not caring about the risk of, oh my God, I look stupid. I look like I don't know. Who cares? Like, you don't know. And that is the authenticity of who you are and where you are, and allow God to use people to show you his blessings and his guidance and the stairs that he has for you, the steps he has for you, because the only way to get through it is through vessels. If we don't let people help us, which is God's vessels, we don't get nowhere.
And you feel like one of the biggest decisions and choices we can make in our life.
No, not one.
The biggest decision you will ever make in your life is the person you choose to live your life with, period. It is your partner, period.
Yeah.
I don't care who you're choosing.
Yeah,
that is the biggest decision you are making your entire life. And you have to choose wisely, but you got to put your shit out there so they know this is what they choosing. And you got to make sure that they are capable of choosing you. That's the main thing. We are hiding parts of us just because choose me. But look, it's only one issue I got. I'm like, look, I got 400 issues. Who wants 400? Because I want to be loved and I want to be cared for and I want to be clinged to, Jasmine. Love me like this.
Love me.
Well, if there's any gays in New York who watch this episode,
they gotta be in New York.
Yes, I'm not leaving. But
he don't want long distance.
I don't want long. I had to do in Denver.
You already did that for everybody.
Yeah, I had the Denver guy. It didn't work out. So
New Jersey, Connecticut.
Okay, yeah, the tri-state area. Go to AkeemWoods.com.
All right. Well, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, this was amazing. Like, you are always, I love watching everything that you're doing. I love when you get the feathers ruffled,
Yes,
it means a lot.
yes,
It means a lot to us.
Yeah,
I always
we
enjoy
love
watching
it.
that.
Well, thank you for
there's people
having
that
me on.
I love Nick Cannon, but I love your conversations with Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, I watched the interview with Cam earlier.
Oh,
and-
Cam Newton.
Yes, and it was a fun watch.
Look, he still be bringing that shit up if he do an
Cam
interview.
don't
He
play.
like,
Cam
"And
brings
that
it up
damn-"
on every episode.
Yeah.
Every episode.
It don't matter where he is. He gonna be like, and then that damn Cheyenne Bryant.
With that hat.
He mad for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. But thank y'all for having me on. Y'all don't forget to, I was gonna say pre-order, but guess what? Order
It's
my
up.
book.
Yeah.
It's on every single platform, Barnes & Noble, Amazon. Just put a mental detox and it'll come up. Number one on Google. Audiobook or print book. Go get
Did you
your
do
copy.
the audio? Did you do the audio?
I did it. It's my voice.
As
Okay.
it should be.
I'm gonna
And
get it.
trust and believe. Do this with your significant other. It's fun.
It is.
And
It
you'll
really
learn a
is.
lot.
Yeah, you definitely
Maybe
will.
fun's
You
not the
definitely
right
will.
word, but you'll learn a lot.
It is fun though. It gets deep. And if
Yeah.
you're going to be in a relationship, I always say this: before you let him penetrate your vagina, ladies, make sure he can penetrate your heart.
Or your booty hole.
Oh Lord.
Okay. We don't want you to feel left out.
I mean, I'm normally the one doing the penetrating, but I appreciate it.
Okay.
that's
On
right.
top? Well,
I'm first out.
I say ambidextrous.
that's
Okay. It's
He's a hybrid. Okay.
Yeah.
He's a hybrid.
Best of both worlds.